Hello, sweet students. How are you? Well, for the revision of today, it is going to be grammar, past perfect, simple, and continuous. Now, I want you to look at these two pictures. Which action happens first? So we have a child watching TV and a child sleeping. Imagine he is the same child. So normally, which action does happen first? Is it watching TV then sleeping, or sleeping and watching TV? So we are going to say yes. He had watched TV before he slept. He had watched. Had watched. That's the past perfect. So action 1, past perfect. Action 2, slept. Okay? Next, look at the picture. We have a boy who is missing his school bus. So we say when he got out of his house. Imagine the boy was at home. When he got out of the house, the bus had left. So where is action 1? Action 1. I'm not looking at verb 1, or I'm not looking for the first verb. I'm looking for the first action. The first action is the bus had left. Okay? Because the bus left before the arrival of the boy. So when he got out of the house, the bus had left. Action 1, leaving, past perfect. Action 2, getting out, it is simple past. Okay? So, the past perfect simple. What is the form? We have affirmative, negative, and interrogative. I had worked, I had not worked, had I worked. You had worked, you had not worked, and had you worked. Okay? Here you have a certain definition, but I want you to remember only one thing about the past perfect. Action 1, past perfect. Action 2, simple past. And of course, here I'm talking about two actions in the past. Two actions in the past. Action 1, past perfect. Action 2, simple past. Okay? Now, let's have the exercise. Put the verb between brackets in the correct form. When I arrived to the cinema, the film starts already. هنا عندنا already كتعطينا past perfect since it is since the sentence is in the past. So we are going to say when I arrived to the cinema, the film had already started. Had, you have the correction key here, had already started. Next one. They live in France before they moved to Switzerland. So action 1 is living in France. Action 2 is moving to Switzerland. So they had lived. They had lived in France before they moved to Switzerland. كيف لاحظتوا هنا عندي when in the first one we have when, in the second one we have before. كنعرفوا بأن before and after كتبين لنا which one is the first action and which one is the second is action 2. Okay, I forgot to tell you something. Remember when we have when شنو كنقول لكم دائما when, after when we must have the simple past. Simple past, simple past after when, simple past after when, simple past after when, past continuous after a while. Okay, لأن في الامتحان ديال البكالوريا عندي when تبع simple past ما كيكونش عندي شي حاجة أخرى. If you want to put something else, you are going to be punished. 3. If Layla listened to her mother's advice, she might have succeeded. Okay, so if, what is if? It is conditional type 3. So when we have conditional type 3 again, we have the past perfect. So if Layla had listened, to her mother's advice, she might have succeeded. The fireman didn't arrive until the fire burned the forest. So here we have until. So action 1, action 2, action 2 is the arrival of the fireman who arrived very late, and the first action is the fire. So the fire had burnt. Pay attention, had burned. It's going to be 0. And number 5, the tourists were late for the plane because they forgot their passports, or had forgotten. So where is action 1? Action 1 is forgetting the passport, so they had forgotten, and action 2 is being late. Okay, so that's for the simple past perfect. If we go to the past perfect continuous, the past perfect continuous c'est la même chose. Okay, meaning عندنا action 1 عندنا action 2. action 1 كتاخديها past perfect continuous, action 2 كتاخديها simple past. Okay, but what is the difference when the action is longer? That's it. If the action is very long, then it is going to be past perfect. بمعنى l'action عندي طويلة ولكن عندي already عندي since, for, عندي until. I've got these things. Okay, so it is the same thing, but the action is longer, and we have difference in structure. As you can see, I had been living. So instead of saying I had lived, I had been ing. I had been living. You had been living. I had not been living. You had not been living. Had I been living? Had you been living? Okay, so long action. Here it is only about long action. Don't pay attention to the definitions here. Let's go to the exercise. So they work all day in the farm. Alors هنا عندي all day بمعنى بأن الأكسون طويلة. They work all day in the farm, so they not want to go to the wedding. So they had been working. So they didn't want. l'action الأولى working all day. l'action الثانية did not want. So action 1 past perfect continuous, and the second one is simple past. She drive for 10 days when she come across each other. Okay, so here you have 4 plus time. وشحال time? 10 days. Imagine someone who is driving for 10 days. It's a really tough, it's a long action. So she had been driving. For 10 days when she came. C-A-M-E. Fred worked at the company for 6 months before he be chased. So Fred had been working before he was chased. Poor Fred. It rained for 10 days non-stop and the flood covered all the village. So it had been raining. For 10 days non-stop and the flood covered. flood هو les inondations. فيضانات. Covered all the village. They be engaged to each other for 3 years before they got married. Okay, so they had been engaged. For each others for 3 years before they got married. And the children eat all day, so they feel a bit ill. So the children had been eating all day, so they felt, simple past, a bit ill. Okay, I hope it's clear. If you do not understand anything, okay, tell me. Bye bye.